Hey, hi, and welcome everyone to today's webinar here with neuroflash. It's good to have you all here. While I'm waiting for the rest of you to join, let me quickly start before jumping into our topic of today's webinar. Let me quickly start with introducing the tool that we're using. On the right side, you should see a chat function, and I already see some messages in there. So whenever you have questions throughout the webinar, just feel free to put your questions in there. We're going to have some minutes later on to discuss your questions. And then on the left side, you should see my shared screen. Myself, of course, you should also be able to hear me. And if that's not possible, just let us know, and we're going to try to fix that. Yeah, it's good to have you here to today's webinar, which is a very special webinar because today it's not only going to be me presenting to you and leading you through the webinar, but I'm joined by Roger, who's going to talk about how to use neuroflash to create high quality LinkedIn content, LinkedIn post. But more on that in a second. Yeah, today we're going to cover, fitting to our topic, a few points. First of all, I would like to guide you through some introduction words about AI text generation, some basics about the technology that is behind neuroflash, and how neuroflash actually works. So how you use neuroflash to create AI generated text. Then Roger, who's going to present himself in about 5 to 6 minutes, you see him now, will guide you through LinkedIn. How do you actually create cool LinkedIn content? What do you have to pay attention to when you want to create good LinkedIn content? And he's going to go into our app, into neuroflash, to show you guys how he, as a digital expert and speaker and LinkedIn expert, is using neuroflash to create LinkedIn content for him. And then in the end, as I told you, we're going to have a few minutes discussing your questions, if there are any, and I have some wrapping up words before we'll let you have a good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Lasse. Let me quickly introduce myself. I'm a customer success manager here at neuroflash, so I'm responsible for customer support, customer communication, and joined today, as I told you, by Roger, who's going to say a few more words about him later on. Okay, let me quickly start with a little introduction to AI copywriting and about neuroflash. Neuroflash is a tool to help you create content with the help of AI. So it's there to help you to make your content creation more efficient, to give you more inspiration, more creativity in your copywriting process. And it's a tool that is not going to replace any humans. It's a tool that should help you to create content faster and with more creativity. And how does this actually work? Neuroflash is based on a language model called GPT-3, which is the AI. And it's one of the largest AIs in the world. It has read through 10% of the entire internet, which is about 300 billion words. And it has collected all those words to build a very huge knowledge pool. And out of that knowledge pool, it's capable to transform text, to generate text, just fitting to what you need. The way I think about it is that we as humans, we can try to go into libraries and we can try to read as many books as we can in a long period of time to get some more knowledge about topics that we hadn't known before. But neuroflash and the AI behind neuroflash does that job for you, just because it has read through 10% of the internet and has collected all that knowledge and can reproduce it for you in your specific use cases. And like many other things in AI and data science, GPT-3, so the technology behind neuroflash, is working more or less with a probability calculation. So we always start with an input to the AI, and in this example, it's one word. It's the word good. The AI will then just check and calculate what is the word that is most likely to follow after the input good. So after having read through 10% of the internet, what are those words that most likely follow after the word good? And these words could be morning, day, or evening. And this process is repeated so many times that the AI is capable to form complete sentences that we cannot really differentiate between sentences that we as humans have written. And neuroflash really attaches there, because with neuroflash you're capable of communicating and briefing the AI according to your need. And how does this work? We in neuroflash, we have a very simple input-output mechanism in order to start your AI copywriting process. First of all, you select a language. Then second of all, you select a so-called text type. And this text type, we offer more than 100 text types, and these text types really reflect your use case. So if you want to create a product description, if you want to create a LinkedIn post, for example, which is what Roger's going to show you in a few minutes. And then lastly, you're going to add some information about the product, about the service that you want to write about, maybe include your keywords, especially if you want to create text that is SEO relevant. Or you add some more keywords, some information, maybe your brand name or your product name. You click on create, and what you get is an output that directly fits to your need and is generated in this very second for you, only for you. So everything that you will generate with neuroflash coming from the AI is plagiarism free, free of copyright, is generated for you in that exact moment. And I have talked about our different text types that you can choose from. We have over 100 focused on communication and marketing, but covering pretty much every use case that we could think of so far. And there are 4 big categories regarding those text types that you can choose from. First of all, there are general writing tools, such as an outline. So you can create an outline for a new text that you want to write. Then we have a lot of channel-specific text types. So for example, you can create ad texts, you can create text for email marketing or for social media. And here is where LinkedIn comes into play. Then we do offer some text types in the category of customer insights and psychology. So this is more for inspiration to find out, okay, what does my target group actually want? What are the thoughts of my target group regarding my product, regarding my industry? And here, these text types are more really about gathering information, getting inspiration, more than just creating content and generating output. And then lastly, because neuroflash is also, and very importantly, an efficiency tool, you have a lot of different options to choose from when it comes to efficiency and increasing your efficiency, such as rewrite content, summarize content, and continue your text, so making short text longer. And with that, I'm done for now talking about a brief introduction into AI and copywriting, and would like to hand over to you, Roger.
Thank you so much, Justin. Also from my side, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Happy to be here with neuroflash, and a little heads up while starting our presentation.
At least on my side, your sound is a bit robotic right now.
Sure, let me just switch that up. Let me just see if I can help.
Yep, that works perfect.
Is that working better for you? Thanks so much for the feedback, appreciate it. Yes, welcome, and I'm happy and delighted to show you some of the use cases we are using with neuroflash. And just a little heads up, yes, I'm a big fanboy of neuroflash. That's due to the case that we're using neuroflash almost daily with our clients. And let me just give you some insights on how we use it and what's the, in this case, best way to basically use it, or maybe to make more out of it. Just briefly about myself, let me give you some insights. Who am I? As Lars already told you, I'm Roger. I started in IT a few years ago. I run my own agency since 10 years now. We do build digital business models. What does it mean? Basically, it means that we help people competing and also succeeding in the digital age. I'm a top expert when it comes to LinkedIn. I'm using it since 2007. And we do have a lot of clients where we help them, of course, to succeed more in the digital field when it comes to LinkedIn. So let me just talk about LinkedIn rather than about myself. And when we talk about LinkedIn, the B2B or even the professional network out there worldwide with over 870 million users online, what does it really take to be successful and also visible with LinkedIn and your content on LinkedIn. So what we know from now, and especially when it comes to a lot of testing, a lot of research, we do know now that the LinkedIn algorithm appreciates a lot of dwell time. What is dwell time? Well, basically it means you spend as much time as possible on LinkedIn. This, of course, is due to the fact that people share helpful content, informational content, content that is easy to understand, to read, and also to share. However, if we look up the numbers, we have seen that worldwide, not even 3 out of 1,000 people have shared something on LinkedIn. And most people say, it's just too hard to start, and sometimes I don't know what to write. Well, I give you some insights on how you can structure your posts, and later on we see in the demo how I myself do the workflow to create more content for LinkedIn. So LinkedIn basically says that we should spend more time on LinkedIn, right? And how can we do that? Well, basically we can do that if we write something which is easy to read, but also easy to scan. We know now that we need to have a hook in the first lines, but we have to structure it with several sections. Something about 500 to 1600 characters is appreciated, which is equal to 10 to 15 lines of text, but you have to always divide it in several sections. If you make it easy to understand, also the call to action is much easier to follow. If you add a few hashtags, not too many, LinkedIn says something between 3 and 5, and maybe add some images, some video, or also text is fine too. You may already be on the curve. So how does it work? How can you basically create LinkedIn posts that are readable and that are easy to understand?
Roger, sorry.
I
think we have some voice issues again. No problem.
I'm sorry for that. Seems to be a browser issue here. Sorry.
Yes.
Is that working better for you?
Sounds perfect. Thanks.
Yes. All right. Okay. I'm switching back to microphones. Okay. Thanks, Santosh. Thank you so much. Thanks, Lasse. So I hope it's working out like that. So let me just show you briefly the 2 steps. Step number 1, we heard before, people do not know what to write and where to start. So what you can do first is research questions. A question as a start is always a great start because people love questions. They ask themselves the question and they can answer it. It shows credibility, it shows expertism, it shows knowledge. After that, you need to create a post. Based on the question, you can create 1, 2, or many other posts and post them on LinkedIn. But of course, it's just a theory. Let me switch over to the live demo so I can show you how this works. I already prepared the browser with neuroflash on it, and I will share it right now. As you can hopefully soon see my web browser here, you see this is basically a dashboard where we start. And on the top left, we see new document. The way it works right now is basically you click on it and you choose the language. There are several languages available from the UK, English for United States, but also other languages you can see here. For this exercise, we're using English for the United States. We click on create. Step number 1 is to find questions. So either you go through the category, you can on the left side, you can browse through different categories here and look for the question tool, or you just type in question or start QU, question generator, and you click on it. You see now on the left side a blank sheet. On the right side, you see the input field. You see here a topic description. On top again, we have the question generator. Let's use a topic description such as artificial intelligence, for example. We can use some advanced settings here with a positive and anything. And you see here, it also has an autocorrect in it. So I create a text. This takes a few seconds to generate these questions. Up to 10 seconds already here. We have 1, 2, let's say 3 questions that are very nice to use, and we choose one of those questions. Let's say, for example, how has artificial intelligence been developed over the years? I copy this one and I go back to the dashboard. For step number 2, I use new document again, choose the language. And in this case, I want to create the LinkedIn post. So same way, I type in LinkedIn post. I select that. As you can see here again, we are on LinkedIn post with the topic. I just paste the question from before. I choose advanced setting if I want to, or I just type or click on create. This again takes about 10 to 15 seconds max. The text is unique, 99.5% is really unique. You can check the plagiarism check, or you can do whatever. There we go. and we already have a timeline. Isn't that amazing? So did you know that artificial intelligence has been around for centuries? In fact, the first one, and so on and so forth. The great thing here, as you can see, that's what LinkedIn likes. It has several paragraphs. I can even add more space to it if I want to, makes it easier to read. And what I do usually is I add something at the end. I do another intro like, did you know? And then ... And with that, basically, I do have a LinkedIn post, which is easy to read, also easy to understand. I copy paste it over to my LinkedIn, and basically that's it. I hope this was helpful for you. It's a very fast and easy going process. And let me see if there are any questions.
Thank you so much, Roger. I learned a lot today. It's crazy. I didn't know that artificial intelligence has been there already in 1846 or whatever it was. So crazy. Good to know that. Thank you so much, Roger, for that introduction into how to create actually good performing, high quality LinkedIn content and how to do the workflow in neuroflash. And for all of you wondering, has something changed with neuroflash? Indeed, there have been 2 updates just published today. Before I come to your questions, if there are any, just as a quick information, there have been 2 updates today in our product. One is, and Roger has already mentioned that, we do have this grammar check right now integrated by, it's called the language tool, with which you can check for any typos there are. It also gives you recommendations about how to improve the style and the form of your text. So that is update number 1. And update number 2, the choice of your text type selection is now a bit different. You see the pop-up that appears, the big table where you can choose your text type from, just a better visualization of the drop-down menu that we had before, that we still have, but now the first step is that big overview, I think, makes it more helpful, makes it quicker to select your text type. Okay, coming back to our plan for today, let's quickly jump into the chat function and see if there are any questions open that you had about what I told you, about what Roger told you. Let us quickly check. I think there are no questions out there at the moment. If you have any questions and you're still writing and typing, we're going to wait for those. No problem. In the meantime, let me quickly jump back to our presentation and progress here. Pretty much regarding the content of today's webinar, we're done. So it was just a quick and brief introduction into how to generate content with AI, and then a live demo about LinkedIn and how to generate content for LinkedIn. With that, I can only let you know that, of course, it's possible to try neuroflash out for free. You get 2,000 words for free every single month. And let me quickly share a link in the chat for you to log in. You should see the link right now on your screen. So you can just click on that link and you'll be able to log into neuroflash and create a free account. There's no need for a credit card or whatsoever. So you can just do that. And even more important, our Black Week, so the Black Week for neuroflash, is still ongoing until tonight, 11:59 p.m. Central European Time. And if you're interested in saving money and doing good at the same time, I would highly recommend you to check out our deals in order to save on your subscription. And you can do that via the link that I just shared in the chat. And with that, let me quickly jump back to the chat, because I think there are some questions. And there is one. Santosh asks, can we embed photos inside the text generator? And yes, you can do that, Santosh. So let me quickly go back to the AI writer. And actually, there are 2 possibilities for you to, German is wrong. That wouldn't help. Too quick. There are 2 possibilities for you to add pictures to your text document. I just select whatever text type for now, that is not relevant. But for one, you can check out this function here. the image search function that you see on the right side. You can click to it. We have Unsplash as a provider of stock photos here, and you can just search for a topic, search for a keyword that would fit to your content that you're producing on the left side. So I could just put artificial intelligence, click on enter, take some time to load, but then I'll get some images suggested fitting to the topic. Waiting some more seconds. And then when they're loaded, you can either here click on, sorry, not that. Click on the picture to integrate it into your article, into your content, into your blog post, LinkedIn post, for example. So if you want to create a LinkedIn post with a fitting image, you can either just enter it, add it to your document, or just download it via this function. So this is option number one. Of course, you also have the option to add any images that you have on your computer. Just drag and drop those images into the text document, and they will be shown just as this image here in your text document. And I hope, Santosh, that with this, I was able to answer your question. And nice little robot that we have here representing artificial intelligence. All right. There's one more question before I would get to my last point. Santosh asks, what about making so that photos also will be generated by AI, but having limited amount of picture as resolution? The way I understand your question is, so it's talking about images generated by AI, and I go back to our product for a second here. It is indeed possible to generate images in neuroflash, images that are generated by AI via our AI images tool. And the way this would work is you create, based on your input here, you create an AI generated image, you can download it, and then afterwards you can add it to your text document if you think that this image generated just for you would fit even better to your content. And you just commented on your question, you mean inside the text generator using a prompt. That is indeed a good feedback, a good question. Right now, it's not possible to create in a document images out of a prompt. Right now, we only have text generation via direct prompts inside the text document. So that is a really cool feedback you're giving us. I'll take that to my colleagues to discuss this. Actually, very important, interesting question. Thank you so much, Santosh. We're going to talk about that. Good idea. Okay, and I think with this, we're at the end of this webinar today. I only have one more wish, really, and this would be to get some feedback. This is in German, but whatever happens here is in English then. Just click on it. There's going to be a short survey, just a couple of questions in which you can tell us what you liked about today's webinar, if you liked it, and if you have any more wishes for upcoming webinars regarding the topic that we want to talk about, regarding a new structure that you think would be great. So yeah, please just leave feedback there. And yeah, Roger, do you have anything more to say before we're going to wrap this up?
Thank you so much.
And thanks very much for participating in today's webinar. Thanks to you, Roger, for helping us out, showing us the world of LinkedIn. And yeah, have a great time, have a great day wherever you are. We would be super happy to welcome you at neuroflash, and hopefully see you next time in the webinar. We're going to update our schedule very soon for upcoming webinars, and hope to see you then. Bye-bye. And before I end, Santosh, of course, the video will be sent to you afterwards and also uploaded to YouTube. Bye-bye.